Hello, guys. Welcome to this fourth episode of LinkedIn Page Charcha. And I welcome audience from LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook. So, welcome, guys, all of you. And comment down your names as well because we would like to personally greet you and ask about your well being. And I have two very amazing guests today, and that could be figured out through 86 people wanted to attend this event. So that's the highest that ever has gone for LinkedIn per Charcha, right? So first we have with us Yash Khemka, who is an experienced digital marketer and has recently crossed 50,000 followers. By 50,000, matlab that's a huge number. So
Congratulations.
congratulations,
Thank you
Yash,
so much, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
and welcome to the show. Thank you so much for joining.
Yeah, I'm excited about this. Let's see how this one goes. So, feeling a bit nervous, but yeah, I think I'm prepared. Let's see.
Absolutely. And then second, Munira is the queen of copywriting. I generally have got to learn from her a lot in terms of copywriting. So, and she has a presence across Instagram as well and other platforms like Twitter as well. So, a lot to learn from her for repurposing and, making personal brand strong. So, welcome to the show, Munira. Glad to have you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, for having me.
Absolutely. And we have people joining in. So, hi, Siddharth. Hi, Karthik. Hi, Sayed. Welcome to the show. Thank you so much for joining.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining.
Let's start
Yeah.
with the first question, and I'm pretty much excited for this question. So first, would love to know your journeys on LinkedIn. Like, how did you start? What were the challenges? So starting from you, Yash, when did you start? How did you start? And initial phases, how were those like?
Yeah, so basically, I started last year in the month of June. So, I attended Babas S&T's LinkedIn 5-day
Okay,
workshop in the month of May. So, part of batch 4. So, I was
right,
like, okay, let's try LinkedIn, let's see how that goes. So, he was too adamant on being consistent. I was like, okay, let's try it for a month and let's see how that one goes. So, I tried it for a month. Now, what happened with me for that
right,
month? Now, prior to LinkedIn, I was looking for internship opportunities and jobs. I'll be honest with you guys. I applied on Intentional and a lot of
okay,
platforms, but it did not work out for me. So I thought, okay, let's give LinkedIn a try. So I was
right.
creating content, and within 15 days, and now I'm not joking, I'm serious about this. I got 4 opportunities on LinkedIn back to back in 2 days.
Wow,
So I was like,
wow,
this is crazy. Now I have to decide which one to choose out of the four. So that
right,
motivated me
right.
all the way more that yeah, I think I should do this now. Because at first it was all
Yes,
about doing it just for the sake of it, because let's see. It was like a testing phase for me. But when I saw the
right,
results within 15 days itself, I thought, let's try this, let's do this, and let's see where this takes me. And that is how it
right,
has been. Like, it has been around 380 days of creating content consistently on that platform.
right,
So that is something that I've been doing, and it has rewarded me a lot. Like, I have met awesome people, I have got awesome opportunities, I have a full-time job because of LinkedIn. So everything that happened to me was because I was there on that platform throughout.
right,
So that is something
right,
that I can't forget. People might complain that okay, it's tough, you have to be consistent, the reach is going down and all that, but I feel
right.
just be there, just hold on, you will get rewarded soon.
Exactly.
That is what I've been doing, and that is how, like, okay, it was a journey. I was not expecting to reach 50,000 followers. When I started, I had like around 47 connections, and I was like, let's do this and let's see what happens. But
Right,
to think that I'll reach that stage where okay, I have 50,000 followers is something that was beyond me or beyond my imagination. So when that
right,
happened, I was like, so it's like it's motivating me at every step. Now when I reached 50,000, I was like, okay, let's do this. Let's see what
right.
is there. What additional things are waiting for me after this. So that is how it has been for me, to be honest. And it's all about being consistent, and it is rewarding. It's just that you have to be patient. That is something that is
Absolutely.
important. That is what I would recommend everybody.
Absolutely. Great journey. And this is very inspirational, starting from just 47 connections and now 50,000. I mean, that's
Thank you so much.
inspirational.
Thank you.
And I've been watching your content. You are damn consistent on a daily basis with your posts. So we'll come to that. I'll take out, insights to that for our audience so that I also get to learn and our audience also get to learn through that.
Sure.
So great journey there. Now coming to you, Munira, how's it been like? When did you start? How's been your experience on LinkedIn?
So, I officially started LinkedIn only around 5 to 6 months ago. I was there
Right,
on LinkedIn for like I don't know 2 years. I don't even remember how long. But I
right,
always thought LinkedIn to be a job hunting platform and just to connect with professionals. I never knew the kind of potential it held, and the kind of connections you can make over here.
right,
So I never really knew how to leverage or even what a personal brand was
right,
until I kind of started, reading a lot of posts on LinkedIn, and I was a silent observer. Basically for around a month, I used to observe people, and I used to observe copywriters and
right,
digital marketers and the kind of insightful posts. So I actually learned so much in that 1 month that I was super motivated. And as Yash said, even I started with a very little amount of connections, and I think I didn't have any followers or anything. And then
right,
slowly I just started sharing. I was not really sure what to share here, so I just started sharing whatever I knew, and then I went from there. And as I started creating content on Instagram, I started to repurpose it for LinkedIn as well, and vice versa. And
right,
I just held a few polls, and I asked my audience. I texted, I picked brains of a few industry experts, and I texted my audience and I asked them, what do you want to see? So then
right,
I had a few polls, and then I found out that there were 2 to 3 different post formats that did well over here.
right,
Like one is long form post, one is meme, and
right.
the other one is carousel, the document format. So they do really
Yes,
well over here. So then I kind of understood that, okay, this is what my audience wants, and this is what I can offer them. So then I kind of found like a balance between that. And then,
right,
it's been really good since then. And like two of my posts went viral. I was so happy because I always used to see people used to post like my post went viral. I reached so many thousand followers, and I was like, okay, how does this even happen? And then one day it just happened. I had posted something
right.
about Spotify and it went viral, and I had not expected it to go that way. And that, gave me around 27 leads. And I was
Wow,
shocked. I did not expect it exactly. And people wanted to work with me. Agencies, ad agencies messaged me, and independent entrepreneurs messaged me that they wanted to, speak to me, and I had so many great consultation calls with them. So yeah, and the power of the the network that you build here. I've met so many great people who have referred me to even greater clients, and it's been really good for me as personally in a personal growth wise as well, and even for my career, it's been really good. So yeah, I would really want to be consistent here. It's been a great journey, and I still have a long way to go.
absolutely. A great journey. I mean, 27 leads blew my mind off, and I was like,
Yeah,
wow. And that is the potential
yeah,
of LinkedIn if you use it the right way, right?
exactly.
So, a great journey. Have been a follower of your content on copywriting tips. So, it's been very helpful for me personally. And there's one comment for you as well that Hussein has texted that he's thanking you for inspiring him for with some amazing content of yours. So thank you on his behalf,
Yeah.
and
Thank
glad
you
to
so
have you.
much,
And
Usman.
to the audience, I mean, this is a gold mine. So Yash has been getting a lot of
Yeah.
opportunities, Munira has been getting a lot of leads. So it's your opportunity to ask any kind of question you have on LinkedIn. We have Yash for digital marketing, we have Munira for copywriting. Any kind of doubts, this is the session for you, right? So comment down and I'll take it up along the way. But before that, I have a few questions from my side. I actually did a research and I found out that both your about section are pretty amazing. I mean, these are very detailed and those really intrigue me to know. I mean, would intrigue anyone to know more about you. So, starting from you, Munira, what do you think should be the factors to consider when anyone who's just starting out on LinkedIn uh, to consider while writing the about section, right? A general structure that you think should be applicable for him or her.
So pretty good question actually, and it really depends on the services that you're offering here. So I'm just
Right,
going to take copywriting for example. So if you're a copywriter, if you're a budding writer, and you want more people to come to your about section, to your profile, and you want them to check out your profile and message you or email you for opportunities, you need to craft it in that way. So
right,
your introduction, yeah, so your introduction has to be really short, like about you. It has to be short, and it has to do more with what you can offer,
right.
so you can talk about the services that you offer. You can talk about the clients that you have helped, the companies that you have worked with, because when someone comes to your profile, they will see what kind of people you've worked with before, and if that
Right,
aligns with what they have to offer, they will definitely want to know more about it, right?
right.
So talk less about you. Maybe somewhere in the beginning you can talk a little bit about you, and in the end maybe you can talk something like a personal story, like I have done with my about section. So
Right,
you can begin like that. You can talk about the services that you offer. You can talk about how you learned what you learned. You can,
right,
build trust with them, and maybe you can talk about some certifications, what kind of mentorship you did, how many clients
right.
you've worked with, what has, how much. Maybe a lot of people even kind of write what kind of sales goals they have achieved. So you can
Hmm.
write about all of these things, which build trust with your audience. And yeah, I think these are a few points to keep in mind. And you can, I think long form copy really works in the about section because you have a lot of words and you can use that to your advantage. One is
Right,
SEO wise, and one is, to tell your story really from your point of view, and to show people how passionate you are about what you're doing. So it's
right,
not just for the money, it's not just for the fame, but it's because you like what you're doing. And
right.
people want to work with people who are passionate about what they do these days. So keep these things in mind and use a lot of
Absolutely.
keywords that would be good for your SEO.
Yes, a lot
So
of
yeah,
people don't know. I was not aware that actually this is just like Google, your social media bio and captions and all
yeah,
text. There's a lot of SEO there.
it's
So
all
that
searchable.
is, yeah, that is very, very important. And as you said, uh,
Another thing I did not know this thing, that
mhm,
you can, keep on, if you keep on updating your, bio, if you can keep on adding some of the keywords, removing some of the things, your search appearance is dramatically shoot up. Because I don't know what happens with the algorithm. I think Yash will be able to tell you better. But, it just refreshes it somehow, and people, you show up in a lot of searches. So if you
right.
keep on, updating it in a few months, 2 to 3 months, that would be really good for you.
Absolutely. So, as you said, telling a story, I also believe in the same, that telling a story, utilizing character limits, and telling who you
Yeah,
are is very important, because if I see a lot
yeah,
of people just putting in pointers that I do this, 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 the end.
yeah,
Don't do that, right?
yeah.
Because that's your story. So, Yash,
Yeah,
do
they
you
want to
have?
know what kind of person you are.
Absolutely,
So,
absolutely.
exactly.
Yash, your about section is also amazing. I mean, you have put in all the details in a very intriguing manner. So, do you have any pointers, any tips for us to take care of?
Yeah, thank you so much for the compliment first, Rahul. So, in my opinion, I feel your about section should be about, when someone is reading that, they should be
Hmm.
talking to you. It's like you're talking
Right.
to them through your about section. That is
Right.
very important. So you should be clear on that. Now, as Munira said, you should, share your journey. You should talk about that. I completely agree with her. Share your journey. Share what you're good at. Show the
Right.
results also, because that is what will, inculcate trust in them. Like, okay, yeah, this person is, trustable, and maybe I should just reach out to her or him because they have
Right.
generated so much results in the past, right? So that is something that is very important. For me, you have to establish that connect. You have to have that human touch. Just adding, what I do doesn't make sense. You
Hmm.
talk to them. So for me also, when I start, hey, welcome to my LinkedIn profile, something like that, because they're coming to that profile, they're going to your about section, and they're expecting something of that sort, right? So for me,
Right.
it's all about, when they're reading something, the next line should be like in a way where, okay, they're expecting this, or they've had this doubt about me
Right.
or something,
Right.
right? So that flow should be there, where you're just talking to that person. And in the end also, you don't have to be salesy. You can add a PS part. Like for you, networking, if you want to network with me, that also works. Just reach out to me. So something
Right.
like that, where you have a story format, where you're talking to your audience, you share your journey, right? That
Right.
is very important. So even your hobbies, like for example, I like reading books a lot, right?
Right.
So I mentioned about that this is something that I do. So anybody who is into books, anybody can talk to me about books, right?
Right.
That is something
Right.
that they can do. Anything that they want to see. Like, okay, if they see this guy is a lead generation specialist, okay, he's into cold emails, they
Right.
might reach out to me. Now, either clients reach out to me, or people who are looking forward to master cold emails, they reach out to me. So that
Right.
is how it is. So for me, I would say have a story format, talk. I would say no, don't keep it in a formal manner. I agree. People say LinkedIn is a professional platform. No, it's not. So bunk that
Myth
myth
broken.
for me. Yeah,
Professionals are
don't.
even they are human, right? So they
Yeah,
need that
exactly.
personal touch sometimes.
Exactly. So that is what, like, now people used to talk about B2B, B2C. That's too it. It's human to human. If you don't have that, doesn't matter. you know
Right.
that is why your about section should be, in a humanized manner. Talk to them in that way. It will take time. Don't think, okay, yeah, I will sit and I'll complete my about section in 10 minutes and just post it on LinkedIn. That is
Right.
not how it works, right? You have to give yourself time. And that too, in my opinion, I would say, if you come up with your about section, leave it over there, read it again the next day to see
Right.
whether this matches or not, right, with what you
Absolutely.
wanted to say. If it's not happening, change it again. That is how it is. Like Munira also said, that update your bio. Because for me also, when I started, it was just about, okay, I'm a digital marketer. But
Right.
slowly I started exploring, and I was seeing, okay, which is my interest. Okay, I do lead generation, so I add that in my bio. Now for me also, the search appearance went up.
Hmm.
So again,
Yeah.
the best part is the motivational factor for everyone. If you update your about, if you update your bio, when you see your future search appearances, right? When people see which keywords are you ranking for, and for me, if I'm a lead generation specialist and I see that
Right.
particular keyword over there, that
Right.
gives me the boost that, okay, I think I'm heading the right direction. If that is not
Yes.
happening for you, that means there is something wrong. So fix
Right.
that
Yeah.
and look into that. So make sure
Right.
every Thursday, so that is the day, every Thursday, go to your profile, see the future search appearances, see
Right.
which keywords are you, ranking for on LinkedIn. If it doesn't matches your profile, time to update your bio or your about section. Don't do keyword
Absolutely.
stuffing. SEO doesn't work like that. But as I said, talk and share your journey. That is what I would like to recommend everyone. So
Right.
do that. That will help.
Absolutely. Great, great insights. And one thing that I
Great
pick out
insights.
of
I didn't
that,
know about Thursday.
even
That's
I
how it is.
didn't.
It's like I had 1 year, guys. So I've been like exploring
Yeah.
and seeing
You
things,
are an
what's working,
expert
what's not.
now.
Yeah,
Right.
not an
Yeah.
expert, but it's yeah.
But yeah, seeing the insights, profile insights is also, as you said, is a very good,
Hmm.
factor to
Yeah.
see if your bio is, I mean, about section is up to the mark or
Hmm.
not.
Hmm.
So that is one. And also, what kind of people are searching for you? So that
Exactly.
Yeah.
also
Hmm. Hmm.
plays a very important role.
It
So
feels so good
Hmm.
to see that the right kind of people are
Exactly.
searching for you
yeah,
and
when
Exactly.
you
you're
see
ranking
Exactly.
for the
founders there,
right
Hmm.
keyword.
Hmm.
when you see
Yeah.
founders there, I'm like,
Hmm.
wow,
Ha.
कभी
Yes.
कभी लगता
Seriously.
है अपन ही
Serious.
भगवान है.
Seriously, seriously. That is what. That is why
Yeah.
when I rank for when I started earlier, right? In my
Right.
beginning months, I used to rank for marketing intern,
Hmm.
marketer. I was like, these
Hmm.
are so generic. I think
Yes.
this is not
Yes.
working.
Yeah.
Change this. So it took me like around 6 months to figure out, what is working for me. And that
Right.
too, even after being consistent for an year, every Thursday I check that भाई ये सही है तो नहीं, कि क्या हो गया इसमें, गड़बड़ तो नहीं है ये. So फिर I checked
Yeah.
that and I'm like, okay, now I checked it on
Right.
Thursday, and
Right.
it showed me digital marketing strategist, lead generation
Yeah.
specialist. I was like, I'm going in the right
Sukoon.
direction.
Wow.
Yeah. So that is how it is. So I don't have to update my bio or my about section for at least this week. Let's see what happens in
Right.
the
Yeah.
next week. So that is
Right.
how
Yeah.
it is.
Absolutely. So
So
great,
good.
great insights. Great insights, both of you. And this is very important to the audience that about section is your start towards clients, towards recruiters. So that is one thing that will actually help you stand apart even before posting content. So that is very, very important to
Yeah.
take care of. Now,
It's
moving
more like
forward.
just
Yeah,
sorry
yeah,
to
yeah.
interrupt, but it's more like your bio is the movie trailer, okay, and
Hmm.
your
Yeah.
about is the entire movie.
Right.
So now it's up to
Absolutely
you
agreed.
guys. How do you do that, or how do you give
Absolutely.
Mhm.
justice to that trailer also? Because I've seen people, writing anything on their bio, but that
Same.
doesn't match at all in their about
Yeah.
section. So don't do
Yes.
that. It's,
Yes.
so that is important. Treat it as a trailer, movie trailer. Your bio should be a movie trailer, and your about section should be a movie. So now it's up to
Absolutely.
you how you want to tell your story. That is it.
Yeah. There has to be a connection between the two.
Yeah.
Great anatomy. So that's great. And now I hope we have got a lot of insights on the about section, and people who have not been serious about that will actually start now considering it seriously and start working towards the same. We have many questions coming from the audience, and that's great. So keep them coming. First question is directed towards Munira. So Hussein is asking, how do you think we should react if a client does not respond to your emails or message and you really want to work for them?
My advice would be to follow up with them for 7 weeks. I
Okay.
always say that once a week for 7 weeks. If they don't respond by that, then I think you should just like leave them be.
Forget it.
And it's actually how you follow up. So every time you do follow up, you have to don't just like I've seen a lot of people just say like question mark
Ah,
what's up, that is not how you follow up with clients, hello, did you get my proposal, still no reply, things like that. Don't do that. It's very unprofessional. And don't just assume that people have ghosted you.
right,
So a lot of times there are family emergencies, there are so many things that come up. It's work. I mean, there are a few deadlines, maybe I don't know if there is some kind of issue going on with them. You never know, right? So you have to be
right,
really patient when it comes to cold emailing people, especially when you have, pitched it to them. So you have to wait for them to go through it. And every time you follow up, you have to kind of try to at least add some value. So if, for example, I'll just give you one case where I had pitched to a client for their website copy, and
hmm,
they did not have a developer in mind, and it was a new brand, so there was a lot of things going on, so they had not replied to me for I think like 3 weeks. And then
right,
every time I followed up with them, I sent them a few names of the web developers that I knew, or I
hmm,
send them a few, packaging engineers' names, which they really wanted. So every time I try to help them, and not just, get something from them. So if
right,
you do that, you will definitely get a reply from them. Even if the reply is no, we can't work with you, maybe it's a price issue or anything like that, but at least
right,
you tried from your side. And the client that I had pitched to, they had actually, found my insights really helpful, and they had hired someone whom I had, sent them the contact. So
right,
this is how you can go about cold emailing. So I think you should follow up for 7 weeks, and then after that you should just leave them be. But don't just follow up on one platform. So if you're say emailing them, another time you can go and message them on LinkedIn. If they're not, maybe they've
hmm,
not checked their email, or maybe they've not checked their LinkedIn. So
right,
you can follow up with them on different platforms. You can try and add value to them every time, and be very polite, be very respectful, and kind of try to show your personality and your passion, and tell them that how excited you are to work with them. And I'm
right.
sure the right kind of client will really see that.
Right, absolutely. So great tips out there. I mean, I also see many people leaving the process in like 2, 3 weeks, but as you said,
Yeah.
7 weeks is an apt time to actually
Correct.
follow up. And after that, if he or she doesn't respond, then that project was not for you. So
Yes.
great, great.
Money is in
Yeah,
the follow-up, guys, and if you don't do that,
Yeah.
yeah,
doesn't work. Like people won't respond to you in your first email until unless they badly want that service, and you
right,
just popped out of
right,
you know.
Yeah.
So that is how it is. So everyone, I would say, money is in the follow-up. Follow up with them, as Munira said. Yeah, 7 weeks, seven
Yeah.
follow-ups works. You don't need to do more
right.
than that.
Yeah.
don't be someone like a pest, I would say. Don't follow up for
Yeah.
20, 30 weeks. Don't do
Don't
that.
annoy.
Do it for seven.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Do it for 7 weeks. If they don't respond back to you, they're not your clients. So that is how it is.
Right.
And just keep on creating content, I would say, because that will help. It has
Yes.
happened with me
Yeah.
also. Like, I followed up with a few people. They did not reply,
Right.
last year in the month of October, November. But just because I was creating content, right?
Right.
So they saw like what I'm doing. So in
Right.
the month of April, May, they reached out to me. So that is how
Yes.
it is. Like, you have to provide that value also. Now maybe they don't need
Yeah.
it at that very moment, but if they find value and they see that you are, already doing something in that particular thing, they will
Right.
automatically reach out to you also. So that also happens. So
Hmm.
I'll just say, yeah, do that. As Munira said, I think, yeah, 7 follow-ups is enough.
Right, absolutely. So, as you also said that, creating content is actually bringing yourself in front of
Hmm.
the eyes every time you're pushing it
Yeah.
out.
Hmm, hmm, hmm,
So, that is very important. And coming to that
Great
pointer, the
point.
content pointer, I see
hmm.
both of you mastering the skill of text post. So, you get a lot of engagement, people like it. Even I am a hardcore follower of your text posts. So, uh, two questions that are very very are the most frequent kind of questions that we face is first, since you are consistent, how do you get ideas to make sure that you're posting every day? And second, what are the factors that you consider while posting a text post? Because spacing, headline hook, CTA. So, what all do you consider, and a newbie on LinkedIn should consider for that? So, starting with you, Yash, what are your pointers or tips that you would like to give to new people or people who are trying to build their personal brand?
Okay, so basically with content creation, right? I agree.
Yeah.
Creating content every day is tough.
Right.
That happens when you're starting your journey in
Hmm.
the initial 2 months, not more than that. For
Right.
me, what happened was, I will share my journey. I started creating content. I used to consume a lot by
Okay.
reading books,
Right.
reading blogs, or watching YouTube videos and all of that. So I used to get
Right.
ideas from there, and I used to just do that. But then
Right.
slowly, I don't know what happened. Uh, I became a tad bit observant of my surroundings.
Okay.
Everything for me was like, the people say, you should be a storyteller, right? So I used to
Right.
connect two things. Like, for example, I'll give you one example of my post that I wrote a few months ago. So I
Right.
had a
Right.
conversation with my dad. you know why are we, why manual or why automatic, right? The
Right.
actually the car thing. So basically, I don't remember that post exactly, but I remember that I correlated that with marketing, and people love
Right.
that. So that was like a
Right.
daily story for me, right? So
Right.
being a tad bit observant of your surroundings, talking to your mother, there might be something that she says to you, and you're like, okay, I think this is something that is related to marketing for me, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
slowly, what happened was, after 2 months, I used to be looking around, and seeing, okay, maybe I can create content with this topic, or maybe with this topic, and slowly it became a
Right.
habit. Initially, it used to take 3 hours to create content. I'll be honest with you, 3 4 hours of finding that right piece. Okay, now I think I'm satisfied. Let's post this. But now it's
Right.
like, for me, 20 minutes at max. I can't give more than that. I don't have to be honest. Why? Because the
Right.
consistency thing play. You have, like, compounding effect happens. You have to be consistent, and that will happen eventually. So for me, I would say, initial months, if you are just starting out, consume a lot,
Right.
do it, because and post it, like, create content, because I know it's tough. For me, I was not a content creator. I was not active on any social media platform prior to LinkedIn.
Right. Right.
So for me, the first step was LinkedIn. So when I started, I was also nervous. Kaise hoga? I don't know. To be honest, I was like, I have no clue. Creating
Right.
content every day, that too on Sunday too. How how is that possible, right? So
Right.
I was like, let's see. So I would say, consume for initial months, then you will become observant. You will see content all around you, right?
Right.
At the same time, I would say, follow the right set of people. As Munira said, network. I think
Hmm.
that is very important. So on LinkedIn, if you see, people share value bombs all the time. You
Right.
can create something out of that. Your own opinion can be a form of content on that
Yes.
particular topic, right? Your comment on anybody's post can be
Can
a
be.
content piece for you, right?
Absolutely.
There are so many content ideas that you will get after you just start creating. so that mental
Right.
blockage won't happen, after such point of time. That is how it is. So I
Right.
would say, for initial months, just try, force yourself, force yourself. I'm telling you, because people say nahi ho raha, mat karo. Force, do
Right.
it for a month. People say 21 days. It takes is 21 days to develop a habit, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
do that, and eventually it will happen for you, right?
Right.
And as I said, after that you'll become tad bit observant. You will see content or ideas all around yourself, and it will become a
Right.
habit. From 4 hours it will be 10 to 15 minutes, and then, as I said, habit, right? So even if, for me, if I miss a day,
Right.
it's like FOMO for me. He,
Absolutely.
why did
Yeah.
I do that? So I haven't missed that. But even for me, there had been days where I'm too caught up with my work or other commitments that I created content on LinkedIn at around 10 in the night. But my
Right.
usual schedule is in the morning. So I was
Right.
like, do that. Not an issue. Just be consistent, and yeah, you'll get content ideas. And as far as text-based content is concerned, I am not into Canva, to be honest with you guys.
Right. Right.
I can't put in
Give
that
it to
much
my
effort.
heart.
No, no, I have to be honest, because I'm not that hard
I'm
working.
kidding. I'm kidding.
And I'm just telling you that I'm not that hard working. I love Canva, but it's like I am not into that. Why? Because I'm not that hard working. That okay, I'll
Okay.
convert my text-based content into an image, or that is why I'm not on Instagram.
Hmm.
The reason why I'm not on Instagram is because I can't, to be honest. Like I
Right.
don't. It's not like I don't enjoy it. I do, but I don't know. Like there is something that I don't like,
Okay.
going on Canva, or creating image content or video content. And
Right.
text-based content is something that people have always told in from the beginning that works the best.
Yeah.
Now we have seen meme content and carousel post rising in
Yes.
past 3 months.
Yeah.
But initially it
Yes.
was all about text-based content, right? So for me, that was also a motivation factor, that okay, now I don't have to do image content, I don't have to do carousel posts. Text-based
Right.
content will work for me. And as I said, yeah, that hook also, as you mentioned about that hook, that is important. I feel that hook of your post is something that you won't master in a day. It
Yes.
won't
Yes.
happen like that. You create content every day, and sooner or later, like I will tell you, if you're starting create content creation from 1st of July,
Mm-hmm.
on 1st of August, if you look back, you'll hate your content on the 1st of July, because you've
Agreed.
been working
Yep.
the past 30 days, right? So that
Right.
thing will happen eventually.
Hmm.
You'll figure it out on your own. So for me, I can't give you that blueprint of which hook should you go with, right?
Right.
You know
Right.
your audience better. So for me, if I say, are you an aspiring digital marketer, or are you a copywriter? This is something like that. I ask them a genuine question. So if they
Right.
are that, they look forward to it, right? Now, if
Yes.
my network is with digital marketers, and if I come up with a hook, are you a CA, or are you an engineer, or something like that? Anything that doesn't relate to them won't make sense, right?
Agreed.
So I
Yeah.
would say, if you are coming up with the hook, make it relatable, make it
Mhm.
a problem approach.
Right.
Because why problem approach is it getting tough for you to get a job as a digital marketer? That is a hook. That is a
Mhm.
problem.
Right.
So, yeah,
Right.
problem approach. For if I have to give something from my experience, have a problem approach, not a solution approach. Solution approach will come into your CTA or in your
Right.
lab. So come up with a problem approach, because
Right.
97% of people are not even aware of the solution. They're just aware about the problem. They
Yes.
know I'm having a problem with not getting a job on digital marketing, but how do I
Right.
do that? They don't know that. So
Yes.
if they come across a content where it says, "Are you having a problem with getting a job as a digital marketer?" They're going to click on it, and they're going
Right.
to read that. If it's coming from someone who has a personal brand, anybody, right? If Digital Pratik comes up with that kind of content, or Deepak Kanagaraju, people will look into that. Ki, Arey, kya likha hai, dekhe hum.
Mhm.
I think it will help
Right.
me. So I
Right.
would say, for hook, take a problem approach that can help. So that is, yeah. So text-based content, my personal preference. LinkedIn also supports that, so I'm happy. So it's
Yeah.
not like I'm doing reach or carousel, so I won't be the best judge. I think Munira can tell you about that, because she's been creating content all around image, carousel, and text. So I think she'll be the best judge for
Yeah.
that.
Right, absolutely. I mean, I loved your answer on surroundings because I also vouch for the same, that we talk about Quora, we talk about Zomato, we talk about
Hmm.
all other
Exactly.
things, but the best source of inspiration is your
Hmm.
surroundings.
Hmm. Hmm.
And that is
Yeah.
where Zomato gets its content from. I
Hmm.
mean,
Hmm.
this is no rocket science. They just observe everything and they put it out on the piece of
Hmm.
Yeah.
content.
That is why
That's
if
how
you see their
relatable content is made.
yeah, exactly. So that is why when you see their content on social media, or if you read their push notifications or their email, everything is relatable for you guys. Every for
Yes.
us, right? Like, okay, yeah, this is something that is so relatable. This is so me,
Uh,
or this is, I think this was written for me, or
right,
that is how it is. So be a bit observant. I think that will really go a long way. Like even if you don't
right.
get a content idea till 9 p.m. in the night,
Hmm.
that might happen. But if you observe something around you at that very moment, maybe you're in a Zoom call with your
Right.
client or something, right? There will be a content idea that will pop up out of the blue for you, and then at 9 p.m. in the night, you just write that. So that is how
Absolutely.
it is. Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
Absolutely agree with you on how to get the content ideas, but I think it's also very important to note down those content
Mm.
ideas. I
Uh,
literally, there been times where I've like, ran out of the shower to, write the content ideas because I'm sure I'll forget them.
Mhm.
So, and for lazy people like me who, don't like to create contents on a daily basis, it's really good to, write down all your content ideas and,
right.
then batch them and then create, batch
Mm.
your content accordingly. So, as, you create text posts, it is, it consumes lesser time. But if you do, video posts or if there's editing involved in Canva and all, it requires a lot of time and I'm really lazy. So, what I usually do is I batch my content. So one day
Right.
I'll just sit and I'll write all my ideas that I have and the kind of, questions that I'm getting from, budding freelancers or budding copywriters. And then I'll kind of try to write ideas based on that. One day is for research. So I'll research everything and I'll, dump it in a document somewhere that, okay, these are the 10 posts or 15 posts I have to create. And these are
Right.
the, similar, yeah, this is the similar research based on that. And then I'll start, one day I'll start writing it and I'll polish it nicely. And one day I'll create the graphic. And
Right.
then one day I'll
Right.
sit and schedule everything so my 1 or 2 months posts are done in advance because I can't do it every day. We have clients and some days, your productivity level is here and some days like here. So, you can't
Absolutely.
depend on that. So I would suggest if all the tips that Yash has mentioned, keep that in mind. And whenever you get all these ideas, just write them down
Mm.
and try to, start batching. Batching content has completely changed my life. It's helped me create my content, helped me create content for my clients as well. So I think batching content is really
Right.
good. And when it comes to doing text posts and all of that, visuals really matter. So, the way you form it, if it's a textual post, you like as Rahul mentioned, the white space is really important. The kind of
Right.
emojis that you're using is really important. Don't use too many hashtags in between. It's
Mhm.
really
Hmm.
it's
Mhm.
difficult to read your
Spammy.
content. Don't use too many. Yeah, don't use too many emojis. Use certain emojis in certain places, and the placement. I think you will get it once you start creating content. So after 1 or 2 months, you'll understand, how the visuals look, what kind of posts your audience is, responding to. Even like
Right.
my visuals used to be really bad, but then I constantly tried because I actually like creating on Canva. So I tried and kept, making my visuals better, my carousels better. I took a lot of inspiration from Neil Harsh and great people on Instagram, who have really minimalistic and nice looking visuals. So, I
Right.
mean, it's all about, as Yash said, consistency. And in one day, you're not going to get anything. But to keep on doing it, you can fail, sometimes it's fine, but then you'll learn.
Right.
So,
Hmm.
yeah.
Right.
Exactly. Like
Absolutely.
even for hashtag, I would say don't use it as Munira said. Don't use it in between content at all. For emojis, don't make it a WhatsApp forward. Don't have it,
Yeah.
at every place. If you want to use emojis in the middle of your content, I would say focus. Keep the emojis for the focused part
Yeah.
of your content, where
Right.
you want
Hmm.
people to focus on, right?
Yeah,
So
your
have the
keyword.
emojis in that section, in that part. But that also you have to see that visually it's looking good. Like the spacing for the emojis is also right or not, because that is
Right.
also a concern,
Exactly.
right? Like if the
Yeah.
spacing for the emojis is also right or not, so then you have to change maybe your content. Maybe you have to push one line ahead, or you have to see if I can add one
Yeah.
more line in middle,
Right.
so that the
Yeah.
emoji spacing is also fine, right? So that is also there, like for text based content. So I would say, yeah, that is how it is. Like, don't make it ugly. It
Right.
doesn't look so for
Yeah,
me.
don't make it
Personally,
ugly.
I'm like, bro,
Good
why?
tip.
That is how it
Absolutely.
is.
I mean,
Yeah,
structure and visuals is also a very, very important part. If it looks
Hmm.
good, then
yeah,
I'll go down the funnel to actually read your content. Otherwise, I'll be like,
Hmm.
"मैं
yeah,
Exactly.
नहीं पढ़ना मुझे."
Exactly.
So that is very, very important. And I would say, as we also discussed, a lot of people stay active for 1 month, they leave the process after 1 month कि भाई
Hmm. Hmm.
burnout हो गया,
yeah,
अब नहीं आ
Hmm.
रहा
Hmm.
idea.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Now वो I posted at 12 a.m. at night क्योंकि after
yeah.
work you don't actually, as you all must know, that we don't get time to actually have like give 1 hour or
Exactly.
2 hours to content creation. We have
Hmm.
max
Hmm.
20-30 minutes,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah,
And that can come anytime, at night, in
Hmm.
morning, in afternoon.
Hmm.
So
Hmm. Hmm.
yeah.
as you said, consistency. I used to start with news articles. I mean, bhai, kya?
Hmm.
I used to copy paste news articles because I knew nothing. And now when I look back at it, so I was like, thank God I didn't leave the process at that time.
Yeah, at least
Otherwise,
you did something. So
Hmm.
that's good.
Exactly.
absolutely, that's
Your
the sick.
content is really good, Rahul. I would say, like even
Yes,
with your
I
visuals,
love
right?
your
I would
content.
say the best part about you is you're not going with the trend in the sense, okay, now meme content is working, so I'll change my strategy. No, I have an
Right,
Yeah,
audience who are looking up to me for digital marketing content. I'll
right,
stick to it. I'll fulfill those 100 people's need. I won't try to please those 1,000 people, right?
right,
So
right,
yeah,
for me, those 100 people matter. So I think that is something that is very important currently on LinkedIn, where I know meme content is working, but memes I
yeah,
would say is not for everyone, right? You can't create
right,
memes
yeah.
7 days of the week,
right,
right? So
right,
for you,
That's
it's important
true.
to stick to what you're doing. I agree. Your reach can go down because of that,
right,
but that's okay.
right,
And at the end of the day, if you think with leads perspective or getting a job perspective, that will what will work for you, right?
right,
Because your
Yeah,
right.
content will be insightful. So I would say, Rahul, for you, that is really good that you're
Thank
sticking to
you.
that
Thank you so
thing
much.
and you're doing it consistently. And I would say do it. That is really
Yes,
good. And I look up to your content as well. Yeah, I do miss them sometimes because yeah, the feed, I don't know, the algorithm has changed. I
yes.
see content
yeah,
from 3 days, 4 days old now. For me, looking at
Same.
new content pieces,
yeah,
I'm like, okay, where are like my people who used to create content? Then I used to go through their profile and like, okay, now they're creating content every day, but I'm not seeing that on my feed. So that is how it has
Right.
been. But I would say, yeah, do that. What you're doing, it's good. Stick to that.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And that is also one more insight that uh, that has helped me is basically like I love creating videos, but videos don't
Hmm.
offer the maximum reach. They offer the
Hmm.
lowest reach on LinkedIn.
Hmm.
yeah,
Hmm.
But that hasn't stopped me because I mean, if I would have shifted to only text post or only a form of content that is performing, then I would have left the process long back because I don't
Hmm.
enjoy doing just one form of content.
Hmm.
So everyone who's watching this, if you enjoy doing something, if you enjoy only making visuals, do that. If you enjoy making
Hmm.
text posts, do that. Just listen to your
Hmm.
heart, be you, and down the
Hmm.
line, 6 months, 7 months, you'll see results
Hmm.
for
Hmm.
that
Hmm.
particular thing. So that
yeah.
is
Do
that
it for
is
yourself and your audience, not just for the algorithm. Not every
Exactly.
post has to be for the algorithm, right?
Yeah, every post won't get the reach. And for me also, what I've experienced, the viral content is something that I haven't predicted so far. कौन
hmm,
सा viral content होगा मेरे को नहीं पता. I'm just
Yes,
creating
अभी
absolutely
नहीं
content
पता
every
होता.
day.
होता है सोचा
Somehow,
नहीं सोचते वो हो जाता है और
वो
जो
हो जाता है. Yeah,
Exactly.
that is how it has been. So I'm like, don't think about those things. You
right,
want to do something, do it. It will help you
Yeah.
both your career
right,
wise and your personal growth as well. I would say.
And you will
So,
find people who like that kind of content. Milenge.
mm-hmm.
So just be
Exactly.
patient, kind of
Mm-hmm.
try and market your content in the right way.
Yeah, network is
absolutely,
important. I would say find the right kind of people. Like, okay, for me, digital
Yeah.
marketers are the only ones who I cater to. Connect with
right,
them only. Don't have
hmm,
to add because I've seen people what they do is I'm adding this CA guy because I don't know कब ये मेरे काम आ जाएगा. What
Yeah.
is this? कब मेरे काम आ जाएगा मतलब like don't do that. It
Yeah.
might happen, but yeah, doesn't don't do that. Add people who are active, who are into your niche. They'll appreciate your content, and that is what matters in the end.
right. Right,
Yeah.
absolutely. Some great insights out there from both of you. And we have a few questions. I think we have already answered them. So we have long question by Disha. She was asking passion and profession. How do you manage? I think Munira has already answered that by batching your content. You
Hmm.
can actually make sure that every day you don't have to spend a lot of time in ideating and then pushing out that content.
Yeah.
Then we have a question from Mahesh that how could we find right people who come to us to buy a product among the average people? Can you give little bit of hints? So I mean, what he means is a person who's just starting out the person brand doesn't have thousands of followers. So how can you do that? I think it's through the content. If you agree that just putting out content is the, I would say, what do you think? What do you guys think?
Put out content over.
Engaging with the right people.
Exactly,
Hmm.
exactly. That is what I wanted to say. That is what matters. Like initial stage, engage, network, talk to people in DMs, right? That is what
Yeah.
how it's going to help you. Like if
Right.
someone, like for me, for example, if I am a newbie, right, and if I know you guys, and I think, okay, you guys are established now, so maybe I will just try to connect with you. I'll engage with your content, and
Right.
then in a day or two I'll DM you. So what happens is when I'm engaging with your content, you guys already know me through that.
Right.
If I'm adding
Right.
value, obviously, if I say I agree with you, nice post, no, I have to add value there, right,
Yeah.
in your post. So if I do that on a consistent basis, like for example 3 4 times also, you have
Right.
this expectation that I don't know what this guy can come up with on my post.
Hmm.
I want to see his
Right.
comment. So now
Right.
if that guy, like for me, if I'm doing that with you guys, and if I reach out to you guys in the DM,
Right.
you
Right.
will be welcoming that, okay, this guy
Yes.
is engaged with my content from past few days, and he's adding value there, so let me
Right.
just talk to him. But if you are like, you don't know that guy and you have never engaged with that guy's content, and you're like asking for a favor, people do that. LinkedIn may you get good people, but that is not the good, right approach, I would say. Don't, just
Yeah.
send a personal, you are using, so you have so many options. First you have a personalized invite, you don't utilize
Right.
that. What you're doing is you are just saying what you
Sending it
want.
across.
Yeah,
Hmm.
just
Yeah.
saying what you want. You're not
Right.
considering the other person. So for me, like I agree, there are many templates out there. So people
Right.
often message me. I engage with your content. I find it very useful. Which content?
Right.
Which content are you talking about? Be clear on that also, right? Just
Right.
because that is how it has been. So there are like few templates that are very common. So I would say for Mahesh, engage with people. That is what's going to help you. And then after engaging with their content, DM them and ask for their help. And that is how you will
Right.
grow in the initial stage. And on the side, keep creating content.
And
Absolutely.
be very human when
Hmm,
leave
hmm,
comments. Be very human. Try to forge a connection between you and that person. If they've posted about something personal to them, try to add value there
hmm,
and
hmm,
tell them
hmm,
that if you've had a similar experience, talk about that.
hmm, hmm,
Kind of try to form a bond on a personal
hmm,
level also,
hmm,
rather than just professional level, because this is not just a professional platform, it's a
hmm,
social media platform, right? So
exactly.
Right.
be very social. And
Hmm,
I've heard a lot of people say 50 accounts के साथ engage करो, 100 accounts के साथ engage करो. They are not accounts, guys. They are human beings.
hmm,
So talk to them, talk to human beings, connect to them. Even if it's 5 people every day, it's fine. But if you're
Right.
hmm,
forging a genuine connection, that is going to help you in the
hmm,
long run. So I think
hmm,
just go slow. It's fine. If you can't do, if you can't talk to 50 people a day, it's okay. But talk to 5 people, talk to one person. But every day should be a level up from,
Right.
yesterday.
hmm.
So yeah,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And on LinkedIn, people are welcoming. That is an advantage
Yes.
that I
yeah,
noticed on the initial stage. That I don't know. I thought I'm into a different world now. I'm talking to people who are so helpful, who are motivating me
yeah,
throughout, who are open
Yes.
to every conversation that I have with them. If I tell them I want to get on a call with you to discuss on this, they are open to that also. I'm like,
Right.
where am I now?
exactly.
Where was this part of the world? Right?
Social media
Uh,
heaven.
yeah, exactly. So that is the best part about LinkedIn. If you reach out to people, right, they won't bash you there. Ki,
Right.
don't do
Yeah,
it, or they won't, leave you on scene. They might if they're busy,
exactly.
but if you follow up with them, they will respond to you. That is important,
Yeah,
right? So that is how it
Absolutely.
yeah.
is.
Right. So humanizing, engaging, and making sure that you're out there in a
Hmm.
genuine manner. So, I mean, this
Yeah.
has worked really well. That when you show interest in the other person will also show interest rather than
Hmm.
you just
Hmm.
talking about yourself that I am a product owner. Can you buy this? Or, I mean,
Hmm.
it's not about selling,
Yeah.
it's about selling through
Hmm.
stories,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
Selling through
Exactly.
relationships.
Hmm. Hmm.
So that is
Yeah.
a great thing out there.
Hmm.
Now, we have I have two questions. One is
Hmm.
for Munira. So one, I think audience Misley has also already asked that if she wants to learn copywriting, what are some good sources to learn copywriting? So Munira, what do you
Mm.
suggest?
So many. So I would just say that, just like a doctor cannot prescribe one medicine for everybody, for
Right,
budding copywriters, I cannot tell you that, okay, this is a short way. Take this course, ho jayega tumhara, you learn copywriting. But
right,
I think everybody, learns in a different way. Like I'm a very audio visual kind of a person. I
right,
don't just like to read a lot. I will read, of course, but I would prefer an audio visual method. So if you are someone who likes to read, you can read a lot of books. There's a book called Influence, The Power of Persuasion. Then there's the Copywriting Handbook. There's Cashvertising. There is
right,
Good Copy, Bad Copy. There are so many great books out there, So I think those resources are already there. And I'll also post on my LinkedIn and my Instagram so you can check it. But
right,
these are some of the books that you can follow. Then if you're a person who likes to listen to podcasts, you can listen to Write with Influence by Amy Harrison. She's really, really good. I think you should listen to it. She explains copywriting by storytelling, and her podcasts are always really so engaging. So I think you should
right.
listen to that. Then there are so many other podcasts. I can't remember. One is copywriting, psychology of copywriting. So that's another podcast that you should listen to. Then there are so many, blogs out there, copy bloggers, copy hackers. You can, read those blogs. Then there's
Right.
Alex Pitone. She's great. She's a great copywriter. You can follow her on YouTube. You can follow. There's Amy Harrison again on YouTube. Then there
Right.
is copy. There's something called as a copywriting course.
Okay.
Okay, copywriting course. You can follow them on YouTube. So yeah, you can and see when it comes to learning copywriting, I would suggest you follow. You build your own swipe folder. So what you can do
Okay.
is you can subscribe to a lot of newsletters, to a lot of emails from brands that you love. For example, Zomato. Zomato is my personal favorite. I think Rahul can
Same.
agree. Their emails are on point always. So what I do is the ones that I usually love and I know that these are working for everybody, I usually screenshot them or I save them and I put it in my folder. So I have like different copy folders created. That's my swipe file. So I
Right.
created some websites that I absolutely love. I go back to it, I refer to it, I see what kind of points they have written there, how they have
Right.
placed it, what kind of formulas they have used, what kind of visuals they've played with. So there's some website copies and some sales pages and some Instagram story advertisements or some random advertisements that I've gotten. Then YouTube videos and things like that. So there's a lot of copies, different forms of copies that I have created a swipe file of, and I can keep going back to that swipe file. I can study it and I can teach myself how they've done it, and then I can try and replicate it. And again,
Right.
there are so many great courses out there. There's a course called Mastering Copywriting with Kshitij Dole. I have done that apart from different courses that I have done on copywriting. So even that one is a really, really good one. So I have actually
Right.
studied advertising, so I done the theory part of it in my college, but I was really sure of the practical side of it, and Kshitij Dole really helped me understand that. So you can take a lot of courses out there, and it's all about, writing really shitty copy in the beginning and then learning from all your mistakes and then getting better. So it's just
Right.
all about consistency and how much time you're willing to, invest, how much money you're willing to invest in yourself, in your own future. So
Right.
yeah, but don't worry, Zara. I'll try to create a post on this also on the resources. So yeah, everything will be put out there.
Absolutely. So great. Some great sources. I think Zera has got a lot of sources to work on now, and you're
Yeah,
also getting a post from Munira. So stay tuned on her posts. You'll get your answer there as well. So
yeah,
thank you, Munira, for giving us insights into copywriting. Now, Yash, I have a question for you for digital marketers. Now, I see you have done a course on digital marketing
Hmm,
as well.
hmm, hmm,
And this is a
hmm,
question, a dilemma that 99% of the digital marketers have. Should we do a course? How should we proceed in digital marketing? And what is an ideal roadmap for a budding digital marketer according to you?
hmm. So for me, like when I started my journey, now I
Right.
joined Digital Vidya, so I was a completely aloof, a complete aloof to what digital marketing is. And to be honest, in India, post COVID, I think digital marketing, started booming, I would
Yes.
say. So when I
Yes.
did my course, digital marketing was just there. So
Right.
I had my keen interest into marketing, and I thought, okay, let's do a digital marketing course. So I signed up for Digital Vidya. Now for
Right.
me, what worked out the best was to have your own blog.
Okay.
That is the best way for a digital marketer to learn digital marketing. Now, how
Right.
that will help you is if you have a blog of your own, right? You are creating content, right? So
Right.
you do content marketing there.
Yes.
You want to rank for that blog, you do SEO for that.
SEO.
SEO.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you create social media profiles for that blog to promote that blog. So that is
Right.
social media marketing there,
SEO
right?
marketing.
Right.
Then when you're creating content every like week also, if you are creating blogs every week or even twice
Right.
in a month, I would say, then for you guys, you will always want a newsletter as well. Go that route. Have a
Right.
newsletter, right?
Email
Right.
You will learn email marketing there, right? At the
Yeah.
Right.
same time, you have analytics installed in the beginning
Hmm.
itself, so you
Hmm.
know
Yeah.
how your blog is performing,
Right.
right?
Hmm.
Who are the visitors? As if the the rank is high or low, everything you will know from there. From
Right.
that point, then there comes, I don't know, if you have a kind of a lead magnet, like if you're scaling now, if you have an
Right.
ebook,
Yeah.
right? You do ads to promote
Hmm.
that, Facebook
Right.
Yeah.
ads or Instagram ads. The best way, in my opinion, it's a long process, but what will happen is you will get a hands-on experience. You can add that experience as in your resume as well in the experience section.
Yeah.
I've
Right.
done when I applied for my job. I got so they asked me, so the certificates don't matter nowadays. I would be honest with you. Like if you have a certificate, everyone has it because there are so many free courses out there on digital marketing that getting a certificate is easy. Anybody can
Right.
do that. But everyone is
Right.
looking for
Yeah.
that extra thing, what you have. And when
Yes.
you show your blog or in your website to them and you tell them, this is what I'm doing from past 3 months
Yeah.
and this is the
Right.
result so far. And I've gotten
Yeah.
hands-on experience on this. If you're a
Right.
fresher, right, and if that role is for a
Yeah.
fresher, you are easily in top two. I won't say you're
Right.
selected, but in top two. You can mess it up in your interview. That is something that I
Yes.
can't guarantee. But you are easily in the top two if you're applying for an internship or
Right.
for a fresher position. I would say so. Focus on your blog. That is the best way. You have YouTube. You can go to YouTube. You can read Neil Patel blogs. You can read Deepak Kanakaruju's
Yeah.
blog as well on how to create website and everything. You want okay? How do I create website now? You have Google. Go on Google. Search for how to create a WordPress website or a Wix website. Anything, right?
Right.
And
Right.
do that. So, for example, Shagun Sharma. I think you guys know her,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what she is doing is she has a website. She's on
Mm-hmm.
social media. She has a podcast, and
Right.
she also has a newsletter. Right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
She's into first year of her college. Okay, she
Okay.
hasn't done a course.
Right.
Right. So if that kind of a profile goes for a job interview, what are the
Right.
chances of her not getting selected based on her resume? Right.
Right.
So for me,
Mm-hmm.
it's all about you focus on creating a blog and treat it like a baby of yours, and make sure you work on that. So I did that
Right.
for a year, and that is how it worked out for me. So I would say the
Absolutely.
best way to learn digital marketing is to start your own website or blog.
Right.
Yeah.
Great
People
statement.
hire who is seen everywhere. You
Yeah,
know.
Yes. Yes.
Great
And
point.
that establishes a brand authority as well, and you have
Yeah.
things to speak about in the
mm,
interview.
yeah,
It's not just the other person asking, you are saying a lot of things that might impress. I mean, obviously it will impress and you have more chances of getting
Yeah.
in. So
Yeah.
that
exactly.
these are
And
some great
eventually,
insights on
you will also figure
copywriting.
out.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, eventually you will also
Yes.
figure out like what you want to do in digital marketing also, because you can't be a generic digital marketer,
Yeah.
right? You have to focus on
Right.
something, copywriting, content writing,
Right.
or you want to do analytics, or you want to do Google ads, or you want to do Facebook marketing.
Yeah.
Right.
So when
Yeah.
you work
Right.
on your blog, you also know what you are passionate about in digital marketing,
Yeah.
right?
You
So
find
that
your
also
niche.
Correct.
helps.
Correct.
Yeah, exactly. So you find a niche there. So I would say that is how it is.
Correct. Right. Absolutely. Great, great insights. And now we have got a lot of insights on personal branding, the type of content, the digital marketing and copywriting. Now it comes to the end part of this session where I have some fun games, and I am pretty much
Okay, I'm
excited to
scared.
know the answers. So the first, I have two games for both of you, right?
Okay.
So first will be a myth or a fact game for Munira, wherein I am going to read out some sentences which are, uh, you know, common things that we talk about on LinkedIn, and you have to state with your opinion that do you think it's a myth or a fact, right?
Okay. Okay.
So starting out, uh, first you need to figure out a niche to start out on LinkedIn.
It's a myth.
It's a myth,
To
right?
start
So
out, it's a myth. Yeah.
right. Second most important, copywriting and content writing is the same.
Oh my God, myth. The biggest myth out there.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Yeah.
I mean, this a lot of people say, and this is, I mean, a lot of people get confused about, I don't know why. So I mean, this is one thing that please don't consider this as a fact if anyone is watching out there and is considering these two to be the same, right?
Yep.
Third, you need to post daily on LinkedIn to get leads,
No, that's a myth.
right?
Some days you can just engage with people and you can still get great leads.
Hmm.
Right. Fourth, infotainment content, information plus entertainment is the future of LinkedIn.
Um, that's a tricky one because only information also works. So I think that's a myth.
Right. And the fifth
Yeah.
and the last one, you should not use more than 3 hashtags on LinkedIn.
I use five, so myth. I think five works for me.
Great,
Yeah.
great. So this ends our myth or
Yeah.
fact section. And I mean, with these questions,
Yeah.
I hope a lot of questions that users might be having, audience might be having, are clarified now and they know a better aspect there. Now we
Yeah.
have a rapid fire round for you, Yash. And
Okay.
so
Okay.
some
Okay, for
questions.
Yash only, na?
Yeah.
Ah,
Okay.
okay, great.
Okay.
So just answer whatever comes to your mind without, I mean, just
Yeah.
with your opinion. First, best content format: text, video, image, or carousel.
Text.
He already knows
I
the answer.
Ideal number of hashtags.
3.
Connection request with a connection note or without a connection note.
With
Time you spend daily on LinkedIn.
1 hour.
Favorite
Myth.
content creator on LinkedIn.
I would say, okay. I like a few of them. I like yours content. I like Shagun. I like Sanidhya's content as well. I like Varun's.
Right.
So there are many. There's no favorite, I would say, on LinkedIn for me. There are many. They are all good
Right.
in their sphere. So there are many.
I love
Right.
Ankur Variku.
Yeah, Ankur
Ah,
Variku, I love his content everywhere.
Yeah.
On Instagram, on
yes.
YouTube,
Yeah.
Twitter.
Everywhere.
He's killing it everywhere. So it's like,
He's
yeah,
a great storyteller.
I agree.
Ranveer
Yeah.
Alabadia. He is
Yeah,
Oh,
also
yeah.
he's
everything.
oh yeah, he's also yeah, great.
Right. Best time frame of posting on LinkedIn according to you.
There's none, to be honest. It depends where from where your network is. From where your network
Yeah.
is, to be honest, if you have some like if people say okay, post it at 9 to 11 in the morning, IST,
Right.
but your connection list has people from US. Do you think
Right.
posting at
Yeah.
9-11 in the morning for you guys will work in their time zone? It won't, right?
Hmm.
So there's
Hmm.
not that is miss. Like I've experimented at 8 a.m. in the morning till 11 in the night. It depends on
Right.
your content. It's a myth. I would say,
Yeah.
as Meera was saying earlier, it's a myth. So
Right, that's great. And coming to the last question of this rapid fire round, best feature of LinkedIn according to you?
I would say the idea to network with so amazing people, right?
Right,
Yeah.
That
right,
power, I think Instagram did that slowly, I think, with the onset of Reels
right,
for digital marketers. But LinkedIn gave that power to everyone, where you can
right,
connect with just anybody. Like I was talking to the digital marketer head of Google on LinkedIn. You don't do that on Instagram, you don't do it on Twitter,
right.
right? So that is how it is. LinkedIn has that power where you can network with just anybody. That is the best feature I would say on LinkedIn. Content creation is common throughout, but networking is
Yeah.
something that LinkedIn that gives you. You can talk to Ankur Wariko as well if you want to through LinkedIn, right? It's
Yes,
depends.
yes. Right.
So that
I
is how it
actually
is.
commented on one of his posts and he replied actually. So
Yeah, I
people do.
called him
Wow.
once, to be honest, last year, October. So I just wanted to appreciate his content. I got a
Right.
reply from him at 8, and I was like, okay, this is good. So I got a reply
Great.
from him. So he's like the best, I would say. Yeah, I think I missed out on that. But yeah, if I have to say the best
Yeah.
content creator throughout on
Right.
every social media
Yeah.
platform, that has to be Ankur Warikoo. Like, you
And
can't
very
beat
cool.
that man.
Right.
Yeah.
Nobody,
Right.
nobody's even close. Like Ranveer is good, Tanmay Bhatt is good. He's rising to
Yes.
the occasion. I'm loving his content as well on YouTube.
Yeah.
But Ankur Warikoo is on another level. I have learned finances from him, so I can't really complain there.
Yeah.
Right. A great, great inspiration and great answers from both of you. I mean, this was a game wherein it was fun, but we got a lot of insights as well, a lot of clarifications for a lot of users out there. And this brings us to the end of this Charcha. A great session, a super insightful session. A lot of people even asked questions. So thank you, all of you audience, that you took part, you took
Thank you.
active
Thank you,
Thank
everybody.
you
participation.
guys. Yeah.
And thank you, Munira. Thank you, Yash, for giving your valuable time and such great insights that it has given me content topics for the next 7 days. So,
Thank you for
Yeah.
inviting
Thank you
us.
so
This
much,
was
Rahul.
so good.
Yeah, I swear,
right,
man. Like when you approached me on Tuesday regarding this, I was like, okay, this is going to be fun because it was coming from you. So I
right,
knew, okay, Rahul is organizing this. It will be good. Then I looked at
right,
Munira's profile. I was like, okay, I have to do something because I have to match that level. She's good. She's on Instagram. She's on
No.
LinkedIn. She's
right,
doing such good things because her content is good. Like I went through Instagram, I went through LinkedIn, and I was like, okay,
Thank you.
I have to be prepared. And I got nervous because this was like my first live session. So
right,
I was
I
like,
got
let's see.
nervous.
Yeah, so I think this was good. I think, yeah, I hope people found it useful. And even I got
Yeah.
content ideas. I think on especially
Same
copywriting, I
here.
think there were so many resources that she shared, right? On copywriting and
yeah,
like the
yeah,
blog section also. I was like, okay, I think maybe I have gotten like few ideas on how to, go about with that. So yeah, that
right,
is good. I think this was great. I even did not feel that okay, it's an hour. I was like, okay, I think there's something more that is coming.
We were
So
just
for me,
right,
chatting and
yeah,
fanboying and
mm,
fangirling over
mm,
digital marketing and Ankur
yeah,
Warikoo.
yeah, exactly.
absolutely. So great. Thank you so much. Great Charcha out there.
Mm,
And I wish
Yeah.
all the audience all the best for personal branding. Take care, all of you. Stay
yeah,
safe and see you guys soon. Thank you so
yeah.
much.
Yeah. See
Take
you
care, guys.
soon.
Yeah,
Bye
bye.
bye.
Take
Bye.
care. Bye.
Mm, mm.